house behind me is a steal, and when I say a steal, I mean over $150,000 in upgrades that you can get for free. Let's have a look. Let's go. Hello and welcome to Orlando Home Show, where strategy matters, passion rules. And guys, today I am in San Antonio, a suburban area of Tampa. You're just about 35 to 45 minutes away. And the house that I'm showing you behind me is a steal. It's an inventory home that if you decide to build this will cost you close to $800,000, but you can get this today for, you got to watch the whole video. So here we go. The first thing you're going to notice is that you have these beautiful pavers included in the base price of this house. And let me tell you, the base price of this house is about $689,000. However, right now, the builder is giving this house away, literally giving this house away for less than what it will cost them to build. And this is what I've been telling you guys. If you've been thinking about buying, this is the market for you. It's not going to stay forever. And this is something that you really need to take advantage. So there's a lot of incentives, but I want to show you this beautiful house. So this is sitting on a 60 by 120 lot. It is a 3-car garage. So you have a 2-car bay right over here. And then you also have this 1-car bay right here. If you look at it, this is another builder that I found, which does block over block. Finally, a builder other than D.R. Horton that is doing a solid home. Homes like they build back home, because I'm an immigrant to this great nation, and back home they build block over block, no stick homes as some builders have decided to do, and they're doing it all the way stick, and I'm not comfortable with that. I don't recommend that, because even though we are 2 in, especially in Central Florida, but this is in the outskirts of Tampa, it's still, we still get hurricanes. So this is just something to think about. The first thing that you also the second thing that you're going to notice is that you have a really nice walkway, but look at this beautiful stone, which is an upgrade. Your standard elevation is just going to be plain elevation. Whenever you have a stone elevation, for the most part, it will cost you about $5,000 to $10,000 more. So as I come over here, you have this really nice entrance, and look at the ceiling height. So it's 10 foot on the first floor and then another 9 foot on top. So let's go inside this beautiful house and let's have a look. Hello, and welcome to another beautiful builder floor plan. Now guys, it is my goal, what happens with the builders are always having like 5, 6, 7, 10, 12 floor plans, but they only have 2 or 3 decorated ones. And I made it my mission that if a builder has 15 floor plans, even though they only have 2 that are decorated or 3 that are decorated, I want to show you everything, because a 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bathroom, 3-car garage, 3595 square foot doesn't mean anything to me unless I'm able to go in and see the flow of the house. The flow of the house matters the most, and this is one of my favorite builders for 2 main reasons. Number one, their base price includes a lot of upgrades. Just like Jones Home that we have, their base prices are higher, but it includes so many options. Same thing with this builder. But the best thing about this builder, as I mentioned, is it's a block over block and a standard 10-foot ceiling height with this builder on the first floor and 9-foot ceiling height on the second floor, including 8-foot doors. 8-foot solid doors is a standard feature with this builder. So what you would see in this house is that this is an upgraded door. You do have to pay extra, but you have the double doors. I don't see that often. Now this is a 2-story home sitting on a 60 by 120 lot in one of the most sought after communities in San Antonio, which is a suburban area. Now if you would like to know more about San Antonio, I recently did a video about San Antonio where we talked about school, hospital, shopping, dining, everything that you need to know. It is available on my sister channel, Orlando Living with D. And if Spanish is your language, guess what? YouTube now makes it easy for you to watch everything that I say in perfect Spanish. And all you got to do is change the audio track. Now this house is available for sale, is an inventory home at the time of the shoot. You ready for the price? $649,990. Okay, fine, $650,000. You can give me a tip for 10 bucks. $650,000. If you build this house, the base price starting with this builder in this community is $689,000. The lot is about $20,000 to $30,000, depending upon if it's a corner lot or you have conservation. This community does have CDD and an HOA. Together, they come up to about $436 a month. Now, the HOA does include your fiber optic internet plus 175 plus channel dish. I don't know, I'm like, who even watches TV? I don't. I mean, like, everything is streamed, but that is what is included in the common areas. One of the biggest draws of this area is the lagoon, which is the biggest. It's actually bigger than Epperson. And when I did Epperson, I was like, oh, it looks smaller, but it is actually bigger than that. If you buy a property in this community, it is not included. However, your cost for whole family per month is only $45. And it includes all your family. And on top of that, you get 25 free passes for your friends and family, so they can come in and they can also enjoy. So that is something to keep in mind. I want to point out a couple of things. You see the flooring over here, it is an upgraded flooring, which is included in the price that I gave you. If you build this house, it's going to easily cost you over $150,000. I'm going to do my best to kind of tell you what's a normal feature, like the 10-foot ceiling height is normal, the pavers are normal. So I'm going to mention as much as I possibly could. But if you want to know, hey, what do I get for my base price? Then make sure to put that in the comment below. With every builder, there's like a standard list, and I will be happy to send you. So right over here, you have the very first bedroom, and it's kind of nice because it's like a split floor plan in a way, because you have like a guest room. And now that you're living so close to Busch Gardens and Central Florida is just about an hour, 15 minutes, depending upon the time of the day that you're driving, or maybe hour and a half, and you go to all the parks. And once you move here, trust me, the relatives are going to come out of the woodworks. And when they come out, they have their bedroom. You also have this nice bathroom. It's a shower tub combination. This is a standard feature with the builder. The upgrade is in regards to the cords. But this cords, as you see here, is a standard feature with this white cabinet. You have your 17 by 18 tiles, which is also standard. If you did have the flooring upgrade, then what you would have is these tiles in all the wet areas and the common areas. The undermount sink, the faucet is also an upgrade over here. But what's not upgrade is your 8-foot standard door and the 10-foot ceiling. So it's kind of nice. And I kind of like this. With this builder, I actually covered them in Central Florida also, and they make some of the most amazing homes that I have seen. They're not just cookie cutter, because you can get into this house, and if you're building from scratch, you can literally design everything other than the structural variants, which you can only in few of those. You can design this however the way you want. If you want to have different color cabinets in each bathroom, and kitchen has 2 different cabinets, which this house does, you could do that. I also like that you have a nice window. Now, what this builder is currently doing is they're giving you $20,000 in flex cash. What it means is that you can use that $20,000 in any way, shape, or form you want. So what I mean by that is, if you're buying cash, you can reduce the price $20,000. If you're going to have closing costs, you can use it for closing costs. Or if you want to take that money and reduce your interest rate, you could do that. And they're not doing the loan buy down. They're not giving any major appliances such as washer, dryer, refrigerator. However, having said that, I can also let you know, because the way the market is, we can negotiate. This is where our expertise come into play, because I can tell you what one builder is doing as compared to another one, and I can put one against another and get you the best possible deal. So that is something that we can do. I do want to take you to the garage, because I want to point out a couple of things. So as you can see, this is a really nice solid block home with the 10-foot ceiling height. You also have an attic entrance from here. Now this is a builder inventory home, so they're kind of using this as a little storage, and sometimes, you know, we can't even go in there. But for the most part, when it is a model home, they will have an office in the garage, which they turn back to a garage. Now you have this nice 2 windows right over here, and then there's a little bit of a step. So this is just the way it is designed. You can always have a ramp, but what I like is that you have a 2-car bay and a 1-car bay, which is kind of nice, and that your guest suite is all the way over here. And then as I go over here, you have a den. So you have an office space, and look at the size of this office space. The only thing that I'm going to say, when you have a room as big as this, you want to get those extra lights. If you are going to build this from scratch, please make sure to watch my videos on do's and don'ts of building a brand new home, because that's where I talk about what kind of inspections you need, what is that you would do with the builder, and what is that you can do later on. So if you don't like the flooring and you don't have the budget to change the flooring, this is something that you can always change later on. As I go straight, you have a half a bathroom, and look at the size of this bathroom, guys. This is a pretty good size. Sometimes you have those half a bathroom, it's like, just right there, like you don't have much space. So this is kind of nice that you have a good amount of space. And then as I go over here, the whole house just opens up, and look at this, hallelujah. How big is your living area? Look at this, isn't this beautiful? So you can have like a semi-private dining area right there. You have really good windows. And with this builder, one thing I will tell you, they also have floor to ceiling windows. If this is something you want to do, and as long as the structure will support that, you could do floor to ceiling. I have actually covered some of their models in Lake Nona area, and over there I have seen they have the floor to ceiling height. But let me tell you about the upgrades. So you have this beautiful quartz upgrade right here, but what I want to point out, I have 2 small kids, and my little one, he's going to be turning 6 very soon. He's just about this much, and sometimes you have this and they're really sharp. I think this is called a bullion, and you see how it kind of curves. It's actually a good thing. So you have this right there. You have this beautiful stainless steel sink right over here. This has an upgraded kitchen. Upgraded kitchen for the most part will cost you anywhere from $15,000 to $25,000. But here's what I want to point out. Look at this. You have this cabinet, and hallelujah, soft close. You have that on the cabinets. And then you also have on the drawers right over here. So this is where, now you have a refrigerator over here, you have your oven, your microwave. The bad thing about this, at least for me, not necessarily be a bad thing, but it doesn't actually vent out. So it doesn't really vent out. So you have this right over here. Now, before I go to the garage, I do want to show you the pantry that they have. And look at this beautiful splash that you have, like the splash guard at the back. This is really nice. When you go to the builder and try to pick things, hey, I need an upgrade, and look at this cabinets, this is a different color. So you have a different color cabinet. You see this is white over here, and then you have a little stain color right there with your dishwasher. This is something that this builder actually allows you to do. Now the upgrade is in regards to the level of cabinets that you see over here. And then right over here is your pantry. Not a huge pantry, but a pretty comfortable size pantry right over here. But you have a lot of cabinet space right there with the beautiful crown molding, and you also have those lights right over here, so which is good. And then right here is your laundry, a pretty good sized laundry if you look at it. And trust me, if washer and dryer is a big thing for you, trust me, let me know and I will make sure that you get a washer and dryer. But on top of that, they also plumbed this. That's a $1,500 plus upgrade to have it plumbed with this builder. So you have plumbed it. So if you want to have like a wash sink and then like a folding area or something, you could do that. And then right over here is your other 2-car garage, which is good. And as you can see, it's a brick. And you also have the garage door openers included in the price. You have the attic entrance right there. This is how you actually get your flooring with most of the builders. Some of the builders, I recently did a model home with MI, and their inventory home actually had epoxy on that. Now, this is something I personally did, and I would suggest that you do that. And if you haven't watched that video, go ahead and do that. Now, before I go in, I do want to point out one more thing. This is something not every builder will do. This is called a ballad, I believe, and this is there for people like myself, so we don't run into our own water heater. It is not a tankless water heater, it's your standard water heater right over here. And then you have your master bedroom overhead. Wait till you see the master bedroom. It is just absolutely beautiful. But look at all the space you have. You have your TV there, you have your dining area, your open kitchen, like life happens here. Everything is right here. And then what I also want to do is take you out and I want to show you you have this extended lanai. Now that alone itself is a good $15,000 to $25,000 because you get a standard lanai which basically comes up until this point. This house has an extended lanai. It goes all the way over here. And the best part is that it is pre-plumbed right over here for your summer kitchen. So if you want to have a summer kitchen, it's right there. Now it's sitting on a 60 by 120 foot, and that is fantastic. And the other thing also is that, look at this, you also have a vent which they have already done. So if you're going to have a grill and stuff, it's kind of nice that you have this little chimney right over there. Now all these little things will cost you. The only thing that I would say is that these doors, I so wish that would hide behind the wall, but it doesn't. But imagine yourself in this house and you have a little get together. This whole thing can just open up and just kind of blend in. It would have been fantastic if they hid behind the wall, but I think because of the structure of this house, they cannot do that, but it still gives you a good space. Maybe you can, the space is not big enough for you to have a pool, or maybe a skinny pool, maybe one of those dip pools that I've seen some builders do. You could do that, but then it won't give you much of a yard. So that is something to keep in mind. And then right over here is your master bedroom, and look at the amount of windows you have. You have one huge panel, like 3 panels of windows right over here, and you have those extra lights, and then you have the fixture right there, which is the standard feature. Anytime you see those extra lights, that is something that you do have to pay extra. You have windows over there, so a lot of windows bringing in a good amount of light. And then here is your master bathroom. Look at this. The upgrades over here is in relation to the tiles that you see. This is the standard shower with this builder. The only difference in the upgrade is going to be that if you want to have multiple jets, then they can do that, but then you have to pay more for it. But this is a standard feature, and it's kind of nice that you have a little step down, and then right across from it, you also have the water closet. Pretty comfortable space right over here. And then what I love is that you have your closet space right here, which is a good size. And then right over here, you have another closet space, which is also very similar size. So this is kind of nice that you have 2 closet space right in the bathroom. And then over here, you also have your linen closet, or whatever you want this, a towel closet, whatever you want this to be. And then right here, you have the 2 sinks. It's kind of nice, and you can see the upgrade is in regards to the cabinet and also the marble that you see over here. So this is something to keep in mind. Now we'll go upstairs. So downstairs you have 2 bedrooms with 2 full bathrooms. You have your master bedroom, or the master suite, if I may, right over here. And then you have a bedroom and a bathroom over there. And then upstairs you have the other thing, but you also have the den space. So let's go upstairs. Now, before I go upstairs, I do want to point out this little space, which I usually call a doghouse, because it goes right there and it kind of goes underneath there. So I'll be quite comfortable on my days when I get a beating to just have there, or have my kids play hide and seek. Now let's go upstairs and check rest of this beautiful model out. So you have a burning question that you need an answer to? Well, give us a call, text us, WhatsApp us, whatever works for you, email it to us. We'll be happy to help you. I've created this relocation guide, so make sure to download it, because I have given you information that you can use that as a reference point. If you want to know more about the areas that you want to move to, make sure to check out Orlando Living with D. But we are here to help and serve you. If you have any specific questions, reach us out. Back to the video. So as I come upstairs, I want to point out these banisters is something that you pay extra, and this could be one of the most expensive upgrades. And I know this for a fact, because when I did my house, I did the one with the iron, and that was the most costly upgrades. The other one would be the extended lanai that you see, and that is why I'm saying when you build this house at a base price of $689, then you have $20,000 to $30,000. So that's almost like what, $689, another 20, that is $710, plus almost 100,000 plus in upgrades. You're looking at 800,000. And you can buy this house today, and it is available at the time of the shoot for $649,990. Are you kidding me, guys? This is something that I've been saying this for a very long time. You may or may not agree with me, which is completely fine, but this is your time. If you've been waiting on the fence for a long time, this is your time to get the best deal. Yes, I know what the rates are. Rates are what the rates are. Prices are what the prices are. We can't do anything about it, but what you can do is if you buy this at 649 and then let's say you have a rate of 6.5% and a year later the rates will go down and like 4.5%, 5%. What you can do is you can always refinance if the mathematical calculation makes sense for you. But what you can't do is come back and try to buy the same house. I don't know if you've seen this or not. I've not done a reel, but I've seen some agents going with people saying, hey, I should have bought that in 2021, 2022, 2023, and then they finally buy in 2024 with $200,000 more. Take it or leave it, but the question that you really need to ask yourself is, can you afford a house in today's prices, with today's prices and today's rate? And if the answer to that is yes, then you should not wait longer. Build that equity for yourself, because the way I look at it, either ways, if you're renting, you are paying a mortgage. The huge difference is it your mortgage or it's your landlord's mortgage? So just some food for thought. So I like this open area. Look at this, how big this area is. Now, if you do have a knee wall and you don't get, you can actually cover this later on. It doesn't cost a lot. You can make this into a theater. You can make this into anything that you like. Now, with this house, they actually also have an option that you can make this house as big as 5,000 plus square foot. And you can have another 2 bedrooms, and it's going to cost a lot more. But they also have a grand version of this house where you can add more space and make it even more bigger, and you can have a media room and a playroom and whatever else that you want to do. So this is another bedroom, and you would notice that the ceiling height is 9 foot, along with the 8-foot door, which is a standard feature, and it is a solid door. You don't have one of those split ones. And the best part, and I really mean the best part, is that it is block over block construction. So that is something that you really have to understand. Like where I come from, most of the time, you are going to see the houses that are going to be framed all the way up, because I'm seeing more and more builders do that to save on the cost. I personally would not be comfortable. When I built my personal house, it was the block and the frame. I was okay with that because that's what most of the builders did. With this builder, it is block over block. That is a solid construction. Now you have your bathroom over here, shower tub combination, a standard tiles right over here, and you also have the standard tiles. What I love is that you have the 2 sinks right over there, and you also have the cots right here with the same cabinet color. And then over here is your linen closet, towel closet, whatever that you want this to be. And then this is your AC handler right over here. And then you have the final bedroom right here. I tend to stand in the corner to give you an idea of how big the house is or how big the room is. But I love that you have this nice big window bringing in a good amount of light, and that you also have a really nice walk-in closet. Well, let me know your thoughts, what you think of this specific house. What are your thoughts about block over block construction as compared to a frame construction or a block with a frame construction? So that is something that I would like you to look into, or whenever you're building a house, these are the things that you kind of look into it. I have done a lot of videos where I talk about, hey, things that you need to know. And if you haven't watched some of those self-help videos, please go ahead and do so. I talk about what kind of inspections you need to do, what kind of upgrades you need to do. So please watch those. It's going to educate you and hopefully also entertain you. And I do hope that you do get a lot of value. Now, if you're looking to buy and you're looking to buy in this area and you're working in Tampa, a lot of people are kind of buying it a little bit further down. They get more bang for your buck. This house for $650,000 at 3.5% mortgage, you are looking at $650,000 times 3.5. You're looking at $22,750, and then you get $20,000 and all that. You could buy this beautiful house. And the other thing that I did not tell you in terms of incentives, they're giving you $20,000, but what I failed or I forgot to mention is that right now, this house has CDD, but the builder is paying the debt portion of the CDD, half of it, and they're paying additional $19,000 for your CDD. So it will split your bill of $435 a month with CDD and the HOA, because the HOA portion is about $83 and then your CDD is about $43.62 a year, and together it kind of comes down to about $435 something and change. But when they pay half of it up front, your bill goes from what you are paying in $435 to about $245 a month. So that is something to consider. Let me know your thoughts on this. And if you are looking to buy, give us a call. We would love to be the agent of choice. If you haven't checked our reviews out, please go ahead and do so. Please keep in mind, when you call us, you'll be talking to somebody on my team. Their sole job is to collect information and connect you to me or someone else on my team to give you the information. When you come down or before you come down, we do a Zoom call and we go over everything, because what we don't want to do is, because buying a home is a very emotional thing. We don't want to sell you a house that doesn't fit your criteria or your budget. So we want to make sure, and if you haven't watched our video testimonials, please go ahead and do so. And please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. See my song and dance on TikTok and Instagram and everything that I am doing to get your attention. We love to connect with you. Until the next one, thank you for watching. Bye for now.